crazy. Now this democracy make us crazy. Democracy make us crazy. Now this democracy make us crazy. So we cry, we complain and cry. So we cry, we complain and cry. Democracy make us crazy. Now this democracy make us crazy.
Hello everyone, good afternoon, good evening, and to all our listeners out there. Your show, The Think Politics, The People's Parliament, is on live, and we will be having a special guest on today's segment. And I want to welcome you all to the special segment of The Think Politics, The People's Parliament, where we discuss all things about Nigerian politics. You can listen to us via our website at www.thestinkradio.com. And if you have a smartphone or smart devices, you can go to your app store, download the TuneIn app, and search for DNC Radio. D like David, N like Nancy, C like Charlie Radio. DNC Radio. And we're also available on Skype, and you can follow us on Twitter, and you can like our fan page on Facebook. So once again, the segment that is on live right now is called Distinct Politics, and Distinct Politics is brought to you by Distinct Radio, the US #1 Nigerian community radio. And I'll be having shortly a special guest, like I said, with me all the way from Norway. I have the person of Mr. Comrade Dele or Olawole, popularly known as DOO. He is the international chairman of Nigerian United Against Corruption International, an organization established to rally round Nigerians with dignity to confront one of the vices that has brought the country to our knees. And once again, all the way from Norway, I'll be having Mr. or I'll say Comrade. He's a comrade. So Comrade Dele or Olawole will be joining us soon here in the studio. And we have a very, very intriguing topic to discuss today on today's segment. And once we get on the show, we will take questions, and you can there's a number you can actually call to be part of the show, and the number you can call will be 817-717-5685. Once again, the number you can call to be part of the segment, if you want to contribute to the segment, the number you're going to call will be 817-717-5685. And just in case you're actually in transit, maybe you're driving or you're at work and you want to be part of this segment this afternoon, simply call this number. So there's a call to listen number you can call, and all you need to do is put on your Bluetooth or your headset or your earpiece and call this number, and you'll be on live onto the show. The number you're going to call will be 857-232-0137 is the number you can call to listen. And once again, the number will be 857-232-0137. And just in case we get to the questions and answers segment, the number you can call to connect to the live studio will be 817-717-5685. And once again, 817-717-5685. And these are the other method or mediums you can actually get us. You can go to our website directly on our website, open your web browser and go to the address section of your web page and type www.distinctradio.com, and you'll be live on with us. Or you can simply call this number 857-232-0137. If you have a smartphone, smart devices, maybe a tablet, iPhone, Surface, whatever type of smart devices you have, go to your app store and download the TuneIn app. It's free. So there's a premium version and there's a free version. All you need is just the free version is the one you need, and download that and search for DNC Radio. We're also available on Facebook. You can get all those instructions on our Facebook page. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, and we're also available on Skype. So I have with me, like I said I'll be having a special guest all the way from Norway, and he is the president of Nigeria United Against Corruption International, which is popularly known as NUAC. So everybody knows NUAC, and this is not the first time we'll be bringing him on the segment. If I'm correct, this should be the second time he's coming. So we'll be able to take some questions on some topical issues going on in our countries, and he's gonna update us about NUAC, because the last time he was on the segment, the NUAC website was under construction, and now I feel from what I'm seeing, it seems we already have something out there. So he'll be taking questions on that. And once again, I have Comrade Dele or Olawole, popularly known as DOO, the International Chairman of Nigerian United Against Corruption. So if you want to know, I guess we should hear from the horse's mouth. He can tell us more better than I can. So I want to use this medium to greet you, Mr. Dele Olawole. I want to formally greet you and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Yeah, so that's the voice of my guest on the segment, and for all our listeners all over the world, because right now we have listeners, from every nooks and crannies of the world, and they're actually on to listen to our guest today. So, Mr. Olawole, you've been on our show. You've been on our show before. You've been on the segment. We've known a little about you. Just to be, I guess precisely, can you tell our listeners that we're an opportunity to listen to the last segment? Can you tell them who Mr. Comrade Dele or Olawole is?
Thank you very much, my presenter.
Yeah.
It's nice to come back again, and it's nice to see you again.
Thank you.
And I would have been back a long time ago, but because I had the major surgery, so then I'm okay now.
Yeah,
we're getting much better.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it was fun. It was beautiful last time I was with you.
Yeah.
We were able to rub minds together, and looking forward to a wonderful time with you this evening in Norway and this afternoon, I guess, in the US.
Yes.
Yeah, and this evening in Nigeria and all over the world. Yeah, I've been in this struggle for a very long time. For Africans, we call it struggle.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
And for other people, we call it development of the nation. So whichever one anybody choose, I've been on it for a very long time. I started from my secondary school days, and then up throughout my educational system. I've been fighting for, not for me, not for my family, because at least we are more or less comfortable, but for the downtrodden citizens of Nigeria, people that cannot or are not able to vie for themselves. And it is our responsibility to fight for other people, not only for ourselves. If we are comfortable and other people around us are not comfortable, it means we are not comfortable. But this is not the message, this is not the mentality of our people. Everybody wants to be the king on the mountain. And then, okay, that's it. Everybody wants to steal, everybody wants to have the best of life, while millions are suffering. And there are very few people of us around the world that will never accept that kind of life, because we are of the view that when you talk about a geographical environment, take Nigeria for example, with about 160 million people, which means if you divide the whole length and breadth of Nigeria, you put it on top, and then the denominator are these people. Every Nigerian, whether able or physically challenged, they have a portion of that country. Whether they are able to walk, they are not able to walk, they are blind or not, they have a portion of that country. So the fight is about them, that everybody must have a bite of that nation, a bit of it. So I've been on it for a very long time, and then I came to Norway actually under the regime of Sonny Abacha. Well, few of us gathered together and say, okay, no. Under Abacha, the media was censored. There was no way to talk in the media without it being censored.
Yeah.
So the opposition decided under Professor Wole Soyinka, they decided that okay, they should give a voice to the voiceless, and that was what gave birth to Radio Kudirat. And I was a civil engineer for the station. We operate from Norway, sending the signal to the UK, and then from the UK to South Africa. From South Africa, the signal was beamed to the world. And those people in Abuja, they were looking for where the radio was coming from. So that was then, and then eventually there was democracy in Nigeria.
Eventually,
and then we are now seeing the true demonstration of craziness that is going on in the country. This is not our aim. This is not what we fought for.
Yeah.
But anyway, we are here. The old soldiers still fighting on. But then, when you fight like in business, if you invest $20, you want or not.
Absolutely. If
that $20 is not coming out, then something is wrong with your investment. You have to evaluate and then re-strategize. As we establish this Nigerians United Against Corruption. Because no matter what you do today, no matter what you say about Nigeria today, no matter where you go today, the main problem facing Nigeria today is corruption. Even though President Jonathan denied it, that okay, and then they have one argument these days that there is corruption all over the world. Oh, what kind of jaundice argument is that? There's corruption all over the world. One of the guys that was arrested in the US collaborating with Halliburton is still in prison now. Yeah. Why the guy that collaborated with him in Nigeria is maybe a special advisor to the government?
He's working freely.
So what are we talking about? There's corruption everywhere in the world, but then there is rule of law, there is justice. So those people that are corrupt in Nigeria have been arrested and banged into Kirikiri or into Kuje prison yard. we will not be talking that okay, there's corruption all over the world. But corruption in Nigeria, there's no justice, nothing whatsoever. So it's like everybody is corrupt anyway. It's not only the people in government.
Yeah.
Because those people selling gari, beans, and everything in the market, the doctor, the repartition, the measuring pound and some other stuff. So everybody is trying to cheat you. There is no trust anywhere.
I guess corruption is a human phenomenon. It's like that's the reason why we have rule of law, so that there could be checks and balances.
Yeah. But in Nigeria, that rule of law is just for is for very few people. Somebody stole a mobile phone, they sentence him to 5 years or 10 years imprisonment. Somebody disappear with about $20 billion. You do nothing. So which means the more you steal, the freer you are likely to be in Nigeria. It's like Olori Buruku, a stupid man. So you can't steal more than that. It's only 1 million you steal, and then you steal, and then you are coming home. Go back, go and steal more.
So you have to steal heavily in order for you to be above the law.
Yeah, that's what it is. So which means that law, it has limitation. It has it has its own height. If you're able to scale that height, then you are free. But if not, then you'll be underneath.
That's interesting. Okay, because we have this segment is just an hour, and I would like us to cover a lot of topic today. So I just want to so that's just a brief. Well, that's more than brief. That's about Mr. Dele Olawole. So he has been in the struggle for quite a long time. Back in the days, he was in high school, in college, and after college. And during the time of Sani Abacha regime, we all know what happened then. So you can tell from that he's been in the struggle for quite a long time. So you can get to know him, and NUAC there's a website for NUAC now, so you can go to the website to learn more about NUAC. But before you go to the website, since we have the president right here on air with us, so can you tell us more about just maybe probably like a timeline, like when NUAC started and where you got on the website? So the last time you came, the website was under construction. Now we already have a website that each members can actually go in and put something forth, maybe their input. I could recall maybe some few weeks ago you were like trying to get people's opinion on what should the interface look like and that. So those are like cosmetics. So but can you tell us more, what are the benefits we members, like members of NUAC, what are the things we're going to benefit from the website? Because the website is a medium for people to know about NUAC, to get to know their objectives and what they're all about. So just a brief, just for the benefit of those that weren't that didn't listen to the last segment. So can you give them a brief about NUAC?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, NUAC is just an acronym of Nigerians United Against Corruption International. It was duly registered here in Norway as an international organization. And then today we have we have some chapters coming up in Nigeria. We used to have some chapters in Nigeria, but then it was not the way we want it to be. So we have to step down a number of them. The website is online now. We actually had the website second week when we started also, but then somebody hacked into the website.
Yeah, I remember.
And then we were not so much in a hurry to have the website back until we are sure of what kind of security system we have to put in place, or what kind of design we should have to be sure that okay, it will not be hacked again. Even though they can hack the website of CIA or FBI, then no website is 100% secured from being hacked.
Exactly.
We can only try. So the website address is nuaconline.org. nuaconline.org. nuaconline.org.
Okay, so there's no dash between the NUAC and the online, all spelled out?
No, everything is one word.
One word, all spelled together. Okay.
Yeah. NUAConline.org. And then we used to have no to corruption.org before, but we have to remove that. I think there's a problem with that word, no to corruption, worldwide. So nobody wants to hear anybody fighting about corruption. Because the ideal word is corrupt, so we are not using that no to corruption again. We are using NUAConline.org. And if I can, are you still there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Okay. If I can just go through the overview, we say corruption in Nigeria has gotten to a point.
Yeah.
That citizens must be involved in its reduction, eradication, or total elimination. The reason for this is simple. Corruption is a serious crime that affected the social and economic development of our nation. It has touched every aspect of our society. Today, Nigeria is lagging behind in the internationally agreed Millennium Development Goals, which means our education, health, justice, democracy, prosperity, and development will continue to be impaired. In recent times, the security of the nation was threatened by militants in the Delta region. The Egbesu boys are quiet because the president is from the region. What happens if the president does not win the next election? The western part of the nation has its own militants, and the eastern is not left out. High level of poverty and unemployment among the young people in particular had led to drug trafficking as an attractive income generating opportunity. Corruption in Nigeria is affecting our young and fragile democratic institutions, slowing our economic development and contributing to government instability. Corruption attacks the very foundation of the Nigerian society, as many regions are agitating pulling out of the amalgamated nation. That is just a brief overview of NUAC, and then when you go in, you can see about us, where we have the introduction. NUAC is set out to bring light into the eradication of all forms of corruption in Nigeria, starting with the promotion of honesty, transparency, accountability, questioning, and integrity in all aspects of the Nigerian society, starting from the home. And then our vision is the vision of Nigeria United Against Corruption International is to eradicate all forms of corruption in Nigeria and ensure that corruption is no longer an impediment to enhancing development and good governance in the country by creating a highly ethical organization that is resolute in re-engineering the future.
Okay, let me quickly ask. I just want to chip a question. It might be part of your submission on this topic. So you said you're trying to eradicate corruption, right? And that's what one of NUAC's mission, right? Okay, so how do you go about because that's the issue about Nigeria. That's the issue we have, just like the insecurity in Nigeria right today. So everybody is just pointing fingers. This is what nobody's profiling solutions. So you actually stated something very good, that you're gonna eradicate corruption. Can you give us an insight on how you're gonna go about eradicating corruption?
Based on our little findings, based on our own research and development, we discovered that when you talk about corruption, it has to do with the state of mind.
Absolutely.
It is part of poverty. When poverty has nothing to do. When you talk about poverty, you are not talking only about materials. One can still be in the midst of plenty and still be poor. And that is what we have seen. Many Nigerians that are stealing, when you get to power, you steal about $5 million. You would think that should be enough. But no, the guy still want to steal 10 million. Even after stealing 10 million, you still want to steal 20 million. Then you discover that, something must be wrong with him mentally. He must be mentally sick. So it is that mental aspect of Nigeria that we want to address through education and information empowerment. We want to educate them that this corruption affects you. You work for NEPA or PHSCN.
Okay.
They gave you an transformer to go and install in a particular street. You take that transformer to Alaba market, you sold it off. Few weeks later or few months later, another move to that street where you are supposed to install that transformer in the first instance, and your mother started to sleep in darkness. So if you are able to bring out this kind of information, the impact of corruption on us, you are a contractor, you get money to construct a road, but you put the money in your pocket. Few months later, your child who is about to get married had an accident on that road and died. Then everybody started to blame God, or you started to blame the woman living in front of the house. No, blame yourself because you pocket that money.
Absolutely.
So this is the kind of information that we are sending out, that okay, whenever money is given for the development of the nation, for the development of the people, and you put that money in your pocket, you have pocketed your own future. It will affect your generations yet unborn. So this is the kind of information that we are dishing out. We are not going to fight the government. We are not going to fight anybody, but we want to really speak to the conscience of the people.
Speak to the conscience. Are you there, sir?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. Now, just repeating what you said. So, part of your strategy will be educating Nigerians, right? So, you're going to educate the people. You cited a very good example, like somebody that works with PHCN, and you were supposed to install something in Obalende. Then you took it to Alaba to sell. At the end of the day, your mother is living in darkness. So, I mean, those are very good examples. So, I felt that's what we Nigerians are lacking right now. So, we need education because part of what most Nigerians, I would say, are not educated, not in terms of writing or, being lettered, but it seems we don't even understand our rights. We don't know we can't really differentiate from our right to the left. Okay, so, yeah, that's what NUAC is going to do in order to combat or eradicate. The reason why I had to jump in is because the word eradicate, it's a very strong word. It's very strong. It's like there will be no corruption. Even here in the United States, we can't. Corruption, just like you cited from the beginning, is corruption exists everywhere, and that's what our president is saying. Look, you're just shouting. Corruption is everywhere, but because we have the rules of law, I know the way it's obtainable here in the U.S. is the same way is obtainable in the Europe, in Norway, and whichever countries, the Western countries. There's a rule of law. So if you are caught within the law, you're gonna face the whatever penalties that is involved. But in Nigeria, like you said, you have to steal to some extent for you to be above the law. If you steal somebody's phone, then the wrath of the law will be on you. But if you steal millions or billions of dollars, then you're above the law. And okay, so that's about NUAC. I want us to quickly, just in case for some of our listeners that just joined us in between the segments, my guest on the show is Comrade Dele or Olawole, popularly known as DOO. So he is the International Chairman of Nigerian United Against Corruption International, which is known as NUAC, and the website for NUAC is NUAConline.org. So you can visit the website to learn more about NUAC. So let's quickly go. I have a question. So you said corruption is like it's epidemic, but I'm surprised. Just some few weeks ago, then I read in the news that Nigeria has become the largest economy in the entire Africa. So before it was South Africa, but now, despite our corruptions, despite all the setbacks we have, the country is still thriving in terms of its GDP. So the GDP of Nigeria has rebased to 500 billion. So what's your take on the GDP in terms of economic wise? We're doing very well, but there's still corruption out there. So what's your take about this? I know you actually saw the news, so how do you feel? What was your reaction within?
Nigeria is a land of magical abracadabra.
Well, for the benefit of some people, you have heard of abracadabra.
When I heard that news, I was really on the floor. Because as an electronic engineer with a bit of electrical background, I can just illustrate this one. You can have a voltage of 350 or 350 volts.
350 volts.
That will not shock you. And then you can have a voltage of, say, maybe 120 volts.
120.
And then you receive an electric shock. The volume, the first one I gave to you is a large volume, but the current inside it is very small. That is core. Now the other one I gave to you as an example, which is 120 volts, the current is higher, so you can receive an electric shock.
Yeah.
Now we are not talking about a large voluminous economy. Okay, but when you look into the mainstream, into the core, those are the people, the human beings in that large economy. What is the quality of their life? You cannot complement the two. Nigerians are according to World Bank, few days ago, they said Nigeria is the third poorest country in the world.
Third.
So can you now compare? Can you justify your large volume of economy as portrayed by those people governing, by those people sitting down in Abuja, telling us all this cock and bull story, when you cannot match that large economy with the quality of life of the people? And what I've been telling people is that, okay, don't buy into this thing. How much has been stolen from Nigerian economy since we discovered oil more than 50 years ago? They have been stealing and stealing. So some people are finding ways of repatriating that money back into our economy, in the telephone companies, in the telecommunication companies, in hotels and some other stuff like that. Those are the examples that they gave. It is still our money in circulation, because most of these people that they talk about that are very rich, what work did they do? You can point to the work Bill Gates is doing, like the richest man in the world. He has Microsoft behind him. Can you point to anybody in Nigeria, the richest man in Nigeria, and tell me specifically what he has done and where he got the money from? So it's like, okay, they are now repatriating our money back into our economy and then telling us all this cook and boost story and say that, okay, the economy of Nigeria is the largest in Africa. Yeah, we have the largest of everything. We had the largest here ways in Nigeria those days. Where is it today? We have the best rail service in Nigeria those days. Where is it today? So we have the largest of everything. We are the first of everything. The first TV nation, the first television station in the world, the first this, the first that, the first that. Where are they today? When you have vagabonds and bastards in power, so you don't expect anything from them.
So if I understand you better, the GDP is as a result of the hard work of Nigerians, not the government itself, because there's actually nothing in circulation. In circulation is just the effort of you and I, like the market people, the people, the private sectors. So because we can't really count. We can't really count things the government has actually done to boost our GDP. So I felt this is, to me, when I saw the news, and that's my reaction, I'm like, well, what has the government done? What have they done? We have so many abandoned roads. We have so many abandoned projects. So GDP should be based on demand and supply. And what has the government done in regards to that? So this is just the effort of Nigerians. People like
what? Yeah, sorry to cut you in. It is the effort of Nigerians, but remove the stolen money from that GDP and let us see what we have.
Oh, exactly.
So what you have will not be the effort of Nigerians. But you see, have the stolen money in circulation. That is what they are being repatriating now. So remove the stolen money, all our money that have been stolen, remove them from, okay, maybe 90 billion, 100 billion, remove it from whatever figure they give to us now, and then you will now be able to say this is the effort of Nigerians.
That's true.
Because Nigerians, they are working so hard, their return is very small because there's no electricity, because there's no transportation to transport their final product from the farm to the market. So you can discover at the end of the day that, okay, what we are talking about is still our stolen money somewhere. It is in the hand of somebody that, okay, are just putting it back small into the economy.
Okay, so we we're running out of time, and we have to touch some questions. The issue of let's quickly take issues of before we come to election. What Nigerians should expect come 2015 election. So now we have a lot of crisis going on: kidnapping, killing, bombing. I mean, a lot of chaos going on right now in Nigeria. So about 129 schoolgirls were kidnapped in Borno State, and from the records, from what we've seen in the news today, probably 44 of the student has been accounted for, and 85 is still missing. So, what's your take about all those violent crises going on? And so, what do you think? Where's Nigeria heading? I guess we should take, because of time, we'll take some calls, and it shouldn't just be me. I know many people are trying to be part of the segment. And once again, if you're just joining, my guest is Dele or Olawole. So, Comrade, let's take this call and see who is calling. Hello?
I'm here.
The call actually got disconnected. There was a call coming.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a call coming. Okay, so we have a lot of crisis going on. So a total of 44 students has been accounted for, and 85 is still unaccounted for right now. And at the beginning of the week, the military, they said we've recovered 85 or 88 or so. So at the end of the day, the news was false. So why should they be giving us all this kind of misinformation? So what's your take about insecurity in Nigeria?
Yeah, like I said, I've written excessively on security in Nigeria. I've told many people that care to listen that we have not seen anything yet, because this is just the beginning. Until 2015, we will continue to have more, and then it depends on what happens after 2015. If we still have Jonathan there as the president, then maybe the northern part of Nigeria will burn. Because if some people have decided to cause terror because they want to govern Nigeria by all means people.
Comrade, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let me take this call. Hello, welcome to the Sting Politics. Your name?
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Olawole Adeola from India.
From Indian, Olawole Adeola from Indian. Oh, you're welcome on the show. So what time is it in India right now?
Yes.
What time? What time are you? What was your time in India? In India?
10 a.m.
Oh, it's midnight already. Okay, you have a question for the comrade, right?
I mind listening to the program already.
Oh, okay, that's good. So what's your question for the comrade?
Well, our senior neighbor has said everything all.
Okay.
As regard what he's been saying online, campaigning about corruption among we youth. You know, in these modern days now, it is these youth that were corrupt most.
Oh, the youths are more corrupt.
Yeah, I mean, we youth.
Why do you say that?
Yep.
No, I asked the question, why did you say the youths are more corrupt? But how many youth do we have in government?
Well, to me, we don't have this in government, but at least there is a saying that says the back office look at the one in front.
Okay.
So we are the ones to build ourselves up for the future.
Okay.
We shouldn't be doing the same thing our leaders are presently doing now.
Okay.
At least when I called, I said I'm calling from India. At least they were expecting much from we that have go outside the country to go and study.
Yeah.
Do that work. Yeah. So we shouldn't disappoint our society and our generation.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. So it seems you don't have a question for Comrade, right? You just want to commend his effort, right?
I just want to comment because I've already promised my senior leader that I will make sure I won't sleep during the program so as to call him.
That's the spirit.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Olatayo from India. Thank you very much. That's the
Senator from India.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear your voice. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, thank you. So we need to move ahead because of our time. We have 20 more minutes. And once again, if you've just joined this segment, this is the Sting Politics, the People's Parliament, and I have a special guest, Mr. Comrade Dele Olawole. So he's a senior laborer at the Nigerian United Against Corruption International, NUAC. And you can visit NUAC website at www.nuaconline.org. So like I was saying, so you were actually talking about, you said we should expect, you said it somehow, we should expect more of the violence we experiencing now. We should expect more after 2015. Is that what you said?
Yeah. We should not deceive ourselves that everything will be okay. We are going to expect more. I mean, I'm prepared. Like I'm telling people should expect more, because in Nigeria, politics is not the politics of human beings. It's the politics of a region. It's politics of religion. It's politics of ethnic. It does not really matter whether you are good or you are not good. People just want to know that, okay, you are a northerner, and then it appears like, okay, some people from the north thought that, okay, really Nigeria is the birthright. And if they are not given the opportunity to rule, then they will cause chaos. They become terrorists. It is not the best way to go to canvass for leadership position. And despite all the problems that have been happening, despite all the killings, it appears that, okay, some of the leaders, if there is any at all in the north, they have been silent. Many of them have not been saying anything. And that, I mean, how can somebody, a child disappeared in the US? The whole nation was mobilized to look for that child. And then we are now talking about over 100 kids disappearing in a school. And then the Sultan of Sokoto is still sitting down there. The Emir of Kano is not in the forest looking for. Do we really value human lives in Nigeria?
That's a big question.
Where are these leaders? If you call them leaders, they should actually be stoned and then driven out of the palace and some other stuff like that. But everybody is silent. Even most educated people in the north, some of them are not even saying anything. So are we waiting until it is their children, or is it by force that, okay, if Buhari should win tomorrow, then there will be peace in Nigeria? If anybody from the north should win in Nigeria, should win tomorrow, then there will be peace in Nigeria? What kind of people? What kind of mentality?
Exactly, and it all started after the 2011 election, and ever since we've never had rest. We've been, thousands of people have been killed here and there, just in the name of destabilizing the country. And you said the same thing. And now, if tomorrow we don't talk about people of good intellectual property that can actually rule Nigeria, we're talking about regional politics, we're talking about religious politics, and the people of the south are also saying, oh, it's our turn. It has. I was watching Asari Dokubo it was an interview just like this on Silverbird television, and he was saying it in broken that that Jonathan cannot say he wouldn't contest in 2015. I'm like, who are you to tell the president? Who are you to decide for the president? He should be the one to decide for himself.
For Nigerians. If Nigerians say, okay, it's Jonathan they want in 2015, that is what they want. So which business is it? Anybody that is not happy should just go and jump into the Atlantic Ocean. Simple. Nigerians have decided that, okay, it's Jonathan they want in 2015. That is their decision.
That's it.
But if they decided against it, then it should be against it. It's not that, okay, some idiots, some stupid boys in Egbesu or anything or a Delta region, they will now say, okay, they want to burn down Shell, Petroleum, they want to burn down all the pipelines because their man is not. And the question I've been asking them is that, okay, what has Jonathan done for the Delta region? Even as a man from Delta, what did Buhari do for the northern part of Nigeria? What did any of the northern leaders did for the northerners when they were in government? They actually impoverished them. Most western part, most southern part of the country are more richer than most people. Than most of these northern regions. Educationally, now the southern part are far ahead of them, and then they take the same vote from the center. So those people in the west are using their own vote to develop their own people. Why those people in the north? What did they do with the money?
Okay, if you're just joining us, we're having it hot in on the Sting Politics, the People's Parliament. I have my guest all the way from Norway, Comrade Dele Olawole, DOO. So he's the president of NUAC. So if you want to be part of this segment, if you have questions for the Comrade, you have questions, any contribution, the number you can call to be part of the segment will be 817-717-5685, and once again it will be 817-717-5685. That's the number to call to be part of the segment. So we're going to move ahead to the main topic. We have probably like 15 minutes to the end of the segment. So let's talk about election 2015. Before election, I have questions about the national conference. We have a call coming in again. Let me take this call, Comrade. Hello, welcome to the Sting Politics. Your name?
Hello.
Hello, yeah. We speaking.
My name is Kevin Yusuf.
Okay, Mr. Yusuf. Where are you calling from? Hello? Can you hear me?
From India.
Oh, he's calling. Okay, Mr. Yusuf is calling from India. Okay, Mr. Yusuf, do you have a question? Because we're running out of time. Can you just in brief, what's your question? Hello?
My question is that we have always been talking about corruption.
Okay.
And so my point is that what is the group trying to do to try to galvanize local support in the country? Because that is the main point, that is the main issue. We can talk about all these vices that are bedeviling our country and stunting its growth over the years, but then the main thing is to go back home and make a change in the country.
Okay.
Really doing. And I'm talking about Mr. Olawole, about what his group is doing to change the situation at home.
Okay, good. I'm gonna relay the question to. I think I got your question right, and I'm gonna. Do you get his question, Comrade?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, he did. Okay, he's going to respond to you. Can you quickly respond to his question? He said, how do you galvanize...
Thank you very much, my friend from India.
Yeah.
We are doing a lot of things. NUAC is registered in Norway, but we have our operational base in Nigeria, and then we have a lot of comrades in Nigeria that are doing a lot of beautiful works, actually. By May, they will be meeting again in Lagos, and then some people have agreed to meet in Ibadan. Some people will be meeting in Port Harcourt and some other places. So what we are trying to do is to make sure that if you want to sew a new dress, you go to a tailor, you look at the one the tailor is wearing before you give your own dress to that tailor. If you want to fight corruption, like we told you, like I mentioned earlier on, that is a thing of the state of the mind, which means our people, our members must have transformed themselves before they can tell anybody that corruption is not good. So what we are doing at this stage is to make sure that our members have transformed themselves. They started to do things differently. They started to look at things differently. Until then, a general cannot go to the war without knowing the mentality of the people that of the soldiers he takes to the war. They might kill him. So what we are doing now is that we are going ourselves, our members, we are going through mental orientation, and then this will now spread to other regions, to other people around us, to our immediate family, and then to the society in general.
Okay, I hope that answers your question, Mr. Yusuf.
Hello, sir. Please, can I keep something in, please?
Quickly, please. We're running out of time. Can you do that quickly?
Okay. No, I'll
I'm sorry, you're cutting in and out. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay.
There's this beautiful idea that
maybe you want to try us again, because the line is cutting in and out. So do you want to try back again? So I'll suggest you try back again. The line is unstable right now. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move ahead, and so 2015. So what should Nigeria expect? So we have. I was about to ask you questions about the confab. So there was this issue that arises in the confab about maybe we should go to the early stage where we had the regional politics, regional government. So we should we should have a weak central government, and we have a more stronger regional leaders. So what's your take? Because even people in the confab are still struggling. We don't have let me take this call. He's trying to call back. Okay. Hello, is that Yusuf?
Hello.
Okay, can you quickly go straight to your question because we're running out of time?
Something is that in Kenya there is this beautiful idea that they go to look.
Oh, unfortunately, we couldn't get the question. You caught in in and out.
But they can send it to me. I can.
If you can send it, you can send it through Facebook, or you can text it through. You can do it through Facebook. So send it to the Comrade's page. He'll be able to get the question because your line is not too clear this time. So we're sorry. Okay, so the confab. So quickly, just about 9 minutes. So you have 2 minutes to respond to this, Comrade. So what's your take about this federalism of the thing we're practicing, and should we go back to what it was at the beginning, where we have those regional government? So what's your take on that?
My take is that if people are well educated, as they claim, if people have the wisdom, if they have their own head, what works for the US might not work for UK. What works for UK might not work for for Norway. What I'm saying is that Nigerians, with all with our culture, and then with our tradition, and then with our environment, and some other people, the people must sit down and decide what works for Nigeria. We must not say, presidential system, because presidential system is being operated in the US, you have to import it to Nigeria. Because parliamentary system is working in the UK, you have to import it into Nigeria. What will work for Nigeria must be decided by Nigerians. So whether parliamentary or whatever, parliamentary work for the UK, but you cannot compare the level of education in the UK with the level of education in Nigeria. You cannot compare the level of law. We talk about the rule of law in the UK with the rule of law in Nigeria. Okay, you cannot talk about the justice system in the UK and compare it with the justice system in Nigeria. They are not the same. They are years apart. So parliamentary works and is a success in the UK, it might not necessarily be a success in Nigeria. What will be a success in Nigeria is a process where those people in government are accountable to the people, where the people can hold their representative, their leaders accountable. Where I can walk to the house of my leader and say, oh boy, that thing that you are doing, I don't like it. I want to talk to him. But all of them just moved to Abuja. All of them are living in Abuja. And then they come home maybe once in a year in Christmas with bodyguard. That is not how to govern a society. That is not how to rule a nation.
That's true.
So the people should sit down. They should sit down and decide what will work for Nigeria, not copy and paste government.
So and the next question about the confab. So do you think this confab will be fruitful? Like we're gonna get something good out of it?
I have a few people in that confab, and I don't know what they are doing there. So if those people are going to contribute, I'm wondering what they are going to contribute to the confab. So I'm not too much optimistic about the outcome, but we are waiting. We cross our hands.
Okay, all finger crossed. So that's funny though. All right, so we're gonna move away from confab and go towards 2015 election. So the timetable for 2015 election was out, so I can't remember vividly right now. I don't know if we're gonna have the presidential election before the gubernatorial election. So there was this argument out there like it's a way to rig the election. So we're going to have the presidential elections. He will be able to manipulate results to install the number of governors he wants to return to each state. So what's your take on that? So should we have them in the same day? Because Professor Jega said, well, we don't have that capacity to conduct all the elections in one day, so that's the reason why we have to split them into segments. So what's your take on that?
My take actually is quite different from whatever everybody is thinking about. I'm an odd man, What are we talking about here? Who are you voting for? Do you know them?
We know them, right?
No, I don't know them.
Oh, really?
And when you say you know somebody, how much do you know about a person?
Well.
That's the question. Can you talk about the integrity of that human being? Or because you see the person on the TV and smiling or kneeling down in front of a pastor or a priest, or going to Jerusalem to pray,
but
that make him a human being?
But that's the reason we have campaign before election. So there's going to be
that campaign is actually rubbish, because everybody can put up a show in the campaign. You don't really know them. Who are their classmates? Who did they go to school with?
Oh, fact findings. Okay, I see what you're saying.
You have to do some background findings. So before the election, I'm expecting the Nigerian journalists to actually dig into the background of these people and present to us who they really had. Do they go to club? Do they have friends? Who are their friends? How did they spend their youthful days? So they smile at all. Look at what they do in the US when they want to have election. They go into the background of all those people, all the candidates. You want to know them. They present them to the society. So that one is the most important thing than okay, go and vote for Jonathan, or go and vote for Buhari, or go and vote for whoever. No, we are in a different stage, we are in a different age, different time, and then we must use different method to select our leaders. We want to know our leaders, not as presented by the party, but as seen by the society from their village. That is why I say prefer the option A4, because if your family don't accept you, then your street will not accept you. Then your government will not accept you. But these days, everybody just show up. They just build a small well. What they normally do in Nigeria, they will build well or build a pool in their village, and then do some little bit of humanitarian service, and then they are now leader. What kind of a young leader is that?
That's true. Okay, so time is fast running. We have just 3 minutes to the end of the segment. Yeah, so just for our listeners out there, in case you want to be part of the segment, the number you can call will be 817-717-5685. So we have so many Americans online right now. We haven't received any questions from you Americans, and we have people from the United Kingdom as well, so we haven't received your question. And for the UK listeners, the number you can call to ask questions will be 020-3290-5685. And once again, the UK number to call to be part of the segment will be 020-3290-5685 is the number to call to be part of the segment. So the topic we're looking at right now in the segment is 2015 Nigeria. What are your expectations? And that will be my last question for the Comrade. So what do you expect come 2015?
Yeah, on 2015 to be to vote with their mind, to go out and vote, because when you vote, at least we have a say. Whether your man wins or your man doesn't win, you will have a say. Some people just sit down at home, they don't know that that's your vote, is your power, that is your say. Don't sell your vote. Don't sell your vote. If you sell your vote, you sell your future, you sell your children. You cannot say the government is not doing anything. You cannot say your representative is corrupt, because you are corrupt by selling your vote in the first instance. So when you're selling your vote is investment is investing in bad government. And now when the government eventually get to power and then they are maltreating you, abusing you, you have no mouth to say anything, because you have sold your vote. So in 2015, I'm expecting Nigerians to be well than they were before, and then to be able to vote with their mind and with their head, and go there and vote for somebody that they think that can not the best, not the highest bidder, not the person that paid the highest money to them, but the person that actually, even those people that have no money to pay, they might have bright programs for the people, for the masses. They might be the people that really want to serve. But those people that buy, somebody that comes to you with money is so desperate. He wants to get there. That should be the tell sign, actually. If anybody comes to you and say he wants to buy your vote, then why should he want to buy your vote?
Okay, so that's it for Nigerians. And so they said, the Comrade said, we all like we back in Nigeria, because I don't know if we in the diaspora will have the opportunity to vote, so we don't know that yet. But
I don't think so.
So, but for those in Nigeria right now, so please cast your vote and make sure you vote your conscience and don't vote for money, because if you vote for money, you've mortgaged your future to the politicians. So vote and make sure your vote counts. And that's it for the segment this week on the Think Politics, the People's Parliament. And we'll be bringing back our comrade, because we'll be bringing him back to the segment, and we happy we have him back on his feet, so we should be able to bring him as much as we can on the segment. So once again, my guest on the show is Comrade Dele Olawole. Is the International Chairman of Nigeria United Against Corruption International, NUAC. And NUAC website is www.nuaconline.com. Oh, I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. .org. So org.org is the website. So nuaconline.org is the website. So visit the website and be a member. You can become a member through the website, and you can also join the discussion group on Facebook. So whatever, I mean, like he said, so what NUAC is currently doing is to make sure nurtures the mind of his laborers or his followers, to make sure, okay, if you're going to fight corruption, are you not corrupt? So if you're corrupt, we have to look inside ourselves. We have to look in on the inside and make sure we are clean, so before we can actually combat corruption. Corruption it's an epidemic in Nigeria. So I thank you all, and I'm still your host, Casey Badrew, on the Think Politics every Saturday. We are on live, and last week we brought the police public relation officer. Unfortunately, we had technical issue. We couldn't get to the end of the segment. So, but hopefully next week he'll be back to take questions on security in Nigeria. So that was our Deputy Superintendent of Police in Ogun State Command. That is DSP Olumuyiwa Adejobi. So I want to thank you, Comrade, for coming on to the show. We hope once if we call you again, you'll be more than happy to be back. Am I right?
Thank you very much, Mr. Presenter. It has been wonderful being with you, and looking forward to being with you again.
Okay, thank you. So that's all we can take on the segment. And join me next week, same time, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and in UK, Nigeria, it's probably going to be 7 p.m. And that's all we could take on the segment. Thank you, and God bless.
And God bless you too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Democracy make us crazy. Now this democracy make us crazy. So we cry, we complain and cry. So we cry, we complain and cry. Democracy make us crazy. Now this democracy make us crazy.
ready to fight. Oh no, because we wait for Jesus Christ to come down with him shining light or something.